Good afternoon all. Yeah, we're back at booths. Not been to booths for quite some time. You'll probably remember we did a video over there with David's Peugeot. So this is this week's review car. Honda Civic Type R FK8. However, this is the sport line. So can you tell what they've actually taken off the one that we had, which was the GT back a few months ago? There's about 4 subtle changes. So number 1, where's the spoiler gone? This is a far subtler one, but it'll still do 169 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in 12.1, and hit 60 in 5.8. Which begs the question, why the big one to start with? Especially if this creates enough downforce to keep a car on the road. Because let's face it, 169 miles an hour for technically a family hatchback's pretty rapid. Still got floating brakes, but the other thing that's changed is the wheels. No longer have we got 20s, we've now got 19s. And the other changes are on the interior. At a glance, you probably won't clock it. Now, if I stood both cars next to each other, then it'd stand out a lot clearer. The red's gone. So the red on the seats has completely gone. It's also been sound deadened, more so in the cabin as well, meaning it's a more comfortable ride. Apart from that, it's FK8 Type R. Brembos all round, discs all round, adaptive suspension, and you name it. And now the sad news. This has actually come out of production now, so the next one is likely to have a hybrid powertrain. Could have sworn there was utterings at the beginning that there was never going to be hybrid put into Type R, but the way everything's going, it's not really surprising. Emissions are getting tighter and tighter. But yeah, this is rapid. If you know how to drive this, you'll literally wipe the floor with literally any car that you come across. I mean, I took David out for a little run in it the other day, and he had a constant grin everywhere I took him. But it's not surprising. 2-litre injection VTEC with a turbo. And that's where this differs. So you've got iVTEC with a turbocharger. Whereas last week's car, the S2000, was literally 2-litre VTEC, no turbo. But I think that was more raucous. This is a little more subtle. I don't quite know how you can call this subtle with the styling of it. But it is, nonetheless. Styling at the back, just love it. Triple exhaust. Don't know why I'm expecting a power tailgate. It's a Civic. Decent boot. Yeah, boot lip. And the pull-out parcel shelf as well. The thing that always gets me about the Type R is the fact that it got things like adaptive cruise control, shed load of safety, lane keep assist. I mean, essentially this car, when you're driving off a motorway slip road, it will corner the slip road. It is fantastic, and it's not what you expect for something like a Type R. The EP3 was about as... what's the word? Ooh, sorry, I'm just watching the pulsing light on the engine start-stop. It was just stripped out, I suppose, to a point, even though that was a Premier. Very comfortable seats. If you're a bit rotund, then you may have a problem getting out, but there's always a shoehorn. 6-speed, short shift, love it. And there's the driving modes down there as well. It's got a soft limiter, so I can't sit here and rev it up to 7.5 or whatever it is. In the back, decent room as well. So I'll be doing a review with the brew with this one, because realistically I did a full review of the FK in red, the GT, and there's not that much different except 4 or 5 things, and that's merely to tone it down. But that's it. I mean, you're like, oh, it's a toned down Civic Type R. Not really, because it still resembles Type R big time. It's still got the chunky bumpers. You've got the bonnet scoop. You've got these massive side skirts. And also 19-inch wheels aren't the smallest thing in the world, are they? And you've still got the styling at the top of the rear window as well. So there you go. That's this week's car room review. Now next week we'll be taking this through to Bolton and swapping it for a Honda E. So that'll be interesting. But tomorrow we're going to be going to Ray Car Show, David and I, so with the Peugeot 205 Mardi Gras and the Sportline. It'd be interesting to see what they think at the show, because I've got a feeling they'll be like, no, you've got to park in the normal car park because that's just a Civic. But we'll find out, because it may just look like a Civic, but it isn't. If you've got any questions about this car, want to know anything about it, want me to cover anything in the review, please comment below. And I'll leave you with this shot, which is rather industrious. Some kind of metal works behind it. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you know anybody who wants this car or is looking into it, please share this video with them. And thank you, and have a great afternoon. Bye bye.